check. Why?
Excellent. Excellent. Oh, let me get. I'm echoing. I don't know. Okay. No, I am. I can. Well, when I say echoing, I can hear myself like 3 seconds after I said it. Yes.
Is it the Twitch?
Oh, it is. It is.
Yeah, I think our microphones have been on.
We're here.
Yay!
We're here.
Yay!
We're here. That's great.
Yay!
I've turned my sound off on my Twitch, so I've turned my sound off on
Yep.
my Twitch, so I've turned my sound off on
Yep.
my Twitch, so I've turned my sound
Better
off on
bring
my
this over here
Twitch,
because I
so
don't want to.
I've turned my sound off
Bring
on
this
my
over Is your
Twitch,
Twitch
so
on or off? Or are you even in
I've
Twitch? You may not be on Twitch. Are both of your sound things on? Okay.
I'm not hearing you on Twitch,
Mm.
Mark.
Getting there.
How about that? How about that? Can you hear me on Twitch?
Um.
Can
I
you
don't know.
hear me
Oh,
Well,
somebody
as
is.
it's going through, I'll.
on Twitch? Twitch, can you hear me? How about that?
No,
Can
can't
you
hear
hear me
you.
now? On Twitch? Make a noise?
Yeah,
Yes, can you hear me?
Yep.
Oh, praise this God.
it's
And is it echoing or anything? Is it weird?
it's just on Twitch. I can hear me and I can hear Honey, but I can't hear you.
Okay.
Wait, no, I could hear. I could hear Mark on Twitch.
Can I be heard on the Twitch? And is it weird sounding?
Okay, I can hear you now.
No.
You were just really low for me.
Okay. How's it sound? Normal? Echoey?
Okay.
Perfect. Okay. Whew, my lord, my apologies, friends and family, ghosts and goblins, everyone in the audience. Hey, it's your boy Mark J from Apochromatic Unlimited. We are an all POC space. We create zines, do a piece like these. What else do we do? We have a Patreon. We have so many different projects, but we're here to uplift the voices of POC in the TTRPG space. And tonight, we're presenting a very special actual play. with the one and only Honey and Dice, the wonderful GM. We're going to go around and ask to everyone plug themselves, and then we get started.
Hello, everybody. I'm Honey, aka Honey and Dice. Welcome to. Uh, I remember what I named this. Yes,
Feast and fixings.
Season fixings.
welcome to Feasts and Fixins. We've been fighting for our lives against tech gremlins and so on. So my brain is like analytical mode. But hello, welcome to our game tonight. I run games, I write games, I play games, and tonight everyone is going to get the opportunity to see and or play the second play testing of my new food-based system called yes, three M's. And I'll explain that in a little bit. But let's go around and let everybody introduce ourselves. But before we do that, if you have been here for the pre roll, we are down a player, unfortunately. Please send Diamond well wishes and so on. They really wanted to be here. But life happens sometimes, and it's important to love your you. And I appreciate that Diamond's taking the opportunity to do that. All right. Who wants to go next with their intro?
What's going on? I'm Ryan or Sphinx. You usually find me lurking in people's channels or occasionally popping up in games like this. You find me on Twitter, Blue Skies, at SphinxRL. Don't have much else going on right now. Oh, check. You can also find me on this channel again on the 26th, playing the second part of a two-shot. Um,
That's Not in My Backyard, one of our games being DM'd by Paul Marchant. And Lola, last but not least.
Hi, I am Lola, pronouns they, them. You can find me on the interwebs as Third Adult Yarns, pretty much all over socials because I die yarn for a living, but I also write games and play TTRPG stuff. So if you want to check out my games, you can find them on itch.io under Johnson O'Fair, and I'm currently kickstarting one of my adventure zines. So if you're here and it's the month of February, head on over to the Tower, a puzzle dungeon, a system agnostic puzzle dungeon crawl, and help us get to our final stretch goal because we've knocked two out of the park. Help us knock out the third and give our wonderful artist Nala J. Wu even more money to make even more cool stuff for us. So
Cool. If we're all good, Honey, the stage is yours.
Alrighty then. Well, everyone, before we get started with this wonderful playtest, and my players have heard some of this spiel before, but if you are watching this for the first time and you did not actually see my first playtest of this game, then here's some information that you need to know. I'm going to read this in my best announcer voice because I wrote a summary for it. Welcome to and you can pronounce that however you wish. You can do it with attitude, you can tilt your head to the side, but it's MMM, a competition of culinary creativity that pits plate versus palate. Are you someone who takes a measured approach and cultivates your craft? Do you mix it up and curate flavors and or followers? Do you make it work with your creative prowess? Take on the role of a featured foodie facing time, technique, and taste challenges with three special skills. Yes, everyone, there are only three skills: measure, mix, and make. Will your menu please the patron? That's what we call the GM. Or will you overcook your own goose? So, if you watch any cooking competition shows, you know that the basic ingredients are the cooks, the judges, the time limit, and maybe a secret or special ingredient. Um, we take those basic food flavor profiles, customize them for narrative gameplay, and we have the featured foodies our players. We have the patron, that's the GM and the NPCs. We have the time, technique, and taste challenges. That's where we do the skills versus levels. And then we have a special mechanic called the pantry, where based on the genre, setting, time period, location of the story, the patron gets to make a list of ingredients that are special to that particular region or location. It's agnostic enough that any setting, time period, genre can be played as long as there are two components. Somebody cooks and somebody eats. Um, this is a phase-based system, very, very similar to games like Good Society and so on. So we have the staffing and stocking phase, which has already taken place. That's where we create our characters and I select the pantry. There's the opening phase that we'll slip into here in a second. Planning and preparation, where we do a lot of role play and skill roles. And then the final presentation phase. This is a system where you use a D12. A failed roll in the system is called burning a roll. So that roll is burnt if you get a 1. And if you roll a 12, it's considered a masterpiece roll, and all of your modifiers are doubled. Your modifiers are determined by your skills. There's a lot of other fun little mechanics and customization options in creating characters and challenges, and hopefully we'll get to use a lot more of them with this particular playtest. Um, with that said, as always in all of my games, safety tools have already been used and are in active use. I am watching our private chat off screen. My players have given me their lines and veils, and I have given my players my lines and veils as well, so that we can tell a fun story about food. Um, and if everyone is ready, I will begin.
Let's do it.
All right. Welcome to the Pine Grove Pie Picnic, the world renowned farewell to wintry warm baked goods and a celebration of spring being right around that corner. Once a year, food trucks take the drive to pull up near Pine Grove Forest for a 3-day food truck festival celebrating the passion and purpose of pie. Pine Grove Forest is home to forageables that are hard to find anywhere else and the natural habitat to species of creatures you've never seen summoned by a princess's random bird call, like the needle snout hog and the wild mouse buffalo. And the farmers who live off and near the land are descendants of people indigenous to this area and have harvested and nurtured the land for millennia. Pine Grove Pie Picnic is held in an open expanse of grove, surrounded by a circle of pine trees with designated spots um, in a pie like layout of trucks. So you've got north to south, if you made that cut, you've got east to west, with meandering paths along the neighboring regions. There's one feature spot that can be accessed from any direction, where the Pine Grove sweet pork pie and Granny Grove's sweet potato pie are a yearly staple for many of the guests that attend this food truck festival. In fact, food networks and foodie vloggers often have these pies listed in their top 5. None of the plates can be pre ordered, but there always seems to be enough. Now, guests spend 3 days at this culinary convention of pastry pride, sampling not only pies, but other plates of food truck presentable goods, while foragers and farmers also sell fresh produce, herbs, meat, and products to guests and food truck owners alike. Our story starts on the day before the festival, a chilly morning on the 13th day of March. The day where food trucks arrive, register, and find the optimal parking for their 3 days of sales. Now, normally it goes like this: you get off the highway, take the exit, drive down the road that goes from asphalt to very rocky and dirt based and questionable brown material, all the way down towards the grove. And then you have the check in where they give you your little pass and you show your identification and you try to get the optimal parking space. You know it won't be in the center because that's where Granny's Grove usually is, that food truck. But you do know that depending on how you get there, where you get there, the strategy of where you park, it can be a good 3 day of sales. So we're going to start with introducing our featured in our storyline because there's a lot of trucks, but we're going to consider them featured food trucks in this story. And I'm going to start here with Ryan. Please tell people your character's name, the name of your food truck, describe that truck, and what your strategy for good parking happens to be.
Yeah, my food truck's name. Wait, hold on. Sorry, I was on the wrong page. I was looking something up. My food truck's name is Fish Fry and Hand Pies. Basically, boils things, he fries things, and he makes pies. He's from down south, Louisiana, and he brings that to Midwest. Like he isn't gonna come to this festival and not try to feed people. It's about pies right now, but the day before, he's frying some things up. He's parked his truck basically off to where you won't be in anybody's way, but visible enough where people can get in and get them something to eat.
All right.
The owner of my food truck, well, my character's name is Ronald Chopin.
Okay. And describe what your food truck looks like.
It's mostly black with highlights of blue, gray, and white. It looks new, like it was just repainted, um, with his logo stretched across the front. Uh, he has most of his windows to one side. The other side is windowless, and yeah, that's about all the decoration he has. Otherwise, it's just normal food truck.
When you come in and you're being directed to get your registration pass, you've got the guard at the gate, you know, that just looks really sad. Like there's a type of sadness that people have when they still have to go to work, but they would rather not be there because of something they found out when they got to work. And there's an older gentleman at the gate that hands you, your pass through the window and then goes, park and go to the center. Just park and go to the center of the grove. There's an announcement.
All right, thank you. You be good, huh? And you try to shake his hand if he if he's about that.
And she just shakes her hand. It's like, man, just shaking his head and just next. Uh, and Lola, what's the name of your food truck? What does it look like? And what is your character's approach to finding good parking?
So, this truck rolls up, and it's the kind of truck you can spot like a mile away because it's so bloody colorful. Like, it has swirls and paints around like the majority of the truck so that like it stands out. It's almost as if the truck itself was an art project contributed by many hands. Many hands make light work and sometimes a little bit jarring in color, but it's incredibly colorful. But the thing with the least amount of color, or at least it is has a black background, but colorful stenciled lettering. You get the feeling that because this was incredibly important, a stencil was made. Everything else, go ham, right? The name of the food truck in this colorful stencil is Mi a Loco de Do. Mi a Loco Do. And Mama G is driving this van with like colorful braids up on top of their head, scarf wrapped around, and they're just smiling. They see this person at the guard and they think, "Oh, honey, can I get you anything? Just have you eaten yet? You're allowed to eat on the job, right?"
Yeah, but I have to tell everybody to go to the center. There's an emergency.
Once food is an emergency. Food is an emergency. Hold on. And we'll quickly dash into the back and grab something out of the fridge. And it's this really nicely wrapped sandwich. It's like, I made I made a few, but you know, here's one for you. Just a little snack.
Okay. Is Mama G a regular at this food festival?
I think Mama G's been once or twice.
Okay.
Once or twice. Maybe not quite a regular, but it's only because Mama G doesn't get around this part that often because work sometimes gets in the way.
Mm-hmm.
But otherwise, they've been here. They've been here a couple of times.
All right. So you just see the guard go, Mama G. That's why I wear my extra pouch right here so I can tuck the sandwich in there. But for
I'm
you
going.
part,
I'm going.
yeah,
Don't you worry about me. I'll see you later.
and is pointing, and we go to not the last food truck here, but the next food truck, which conveniently for narrative flow happens to belong to Mark's character. Describe what your food truck looks like, what its name is, and your character's strategy around parking.
It's less about what my food truck looks like. It's more about what it sounds like. As I'm driving down the road towards the place, you doom 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 doom. The speakers are bumping. Basically the whole top of the truck is speakers. It's draining my battery all the time, but I don't give a shit. My name is Spatulicious10. Come a little closer. Yeah, that's right. Spatulicious10. It's your boy Specials Den, Instagram, foodie. I've never cooked a day in my life, but people tell me I can't cook. But guess what? I'm here to prove myself and be the best food truck you've ever seen. That's right. All right, back away. Thank you.
You have the guard. His name is Greg. Is just like,
Oh,
uh,
hey, Greg, Spatula Just 10. You can check me on Twitter at spatulajust10.com. You can find me on Insta. You can find, are you following me? Greg, come a little closer. Greg,
I have
follow me right
I
now.
have a flip phone. Good leans in. Uh, your pass. You have to get the pass, and you have to park, and then go to the middle. Everyone's gonna be in the. Wow, who is that you're bumping?
It's my own music. Check me out on SoundCloud. Spatula Just 10, SoundCloud. Back up, Greg. Don't worry about it. You're a little too close. Let me get that ticket, man. Greg, why don't you come follow me? Why don't you get a mixed CD and a, what do you got there? A sandwich? No, you don't need no sandwich. I want one of my special burgers. Drop that, Greg. You don't need to have my burgers. And I get a burger that I definitely picked up on the way in. But I put my sticker on it, my little brand sticker on it. But my truck is all black, big picture of me on the side of it, and it says on the top, "Hot Grills in Your Area" is the name of my truck.
You definitely. It is a spectacle. You have people that have just like, what is What? Then you have some people that probably follow Spatulicious or whoever who is getting picked, like their stories that are starting, like some phones start coming out. Um, and it definitely does get everyone's attention. So I want you all to tell me, and you get to choose this time. Pick a skill that you would use, whether it's how you thought about it, your familiarity with the area, or however you want to interpret it, to get your parking spot. Be it mix, measure, make. We're going to do some rolls early on.
For the sake of the audience, would you kind of describe what the mix measure make kind of
Yes.
feel is?
So, mix, rewind, measure, mix, and make are the three skills in the system. That's why it's called with three M's, because there are three skills that all start with M. Um, if I could simplify the description, measure is more about the head. Mix is more about I have familiarity with all of this. I have knowledge and experience, but this is like application experience. And make is the heart. So if we did mind, body, heart, that would be measure, mix, and make. People who take a measured approach tend to be people who have learned all their culinary skills from books, and that influences how they cook. People who have the mixed skill are people who maybe went to school for this, have hands-on training, maybe have been sous chefs or been part of a chef's de partie or whatever it may be. And make is the people that no matter how many times you ask them for a recipe, you get a list of ingredients and instructions like a little bit about, sometime minute and a half, put it on there until it's hot but not hot. Those type of instructions. People who just make because they've been cooking for years. So that's a high level descriptor. The beauty of this game is that based on people's character, how they interpret that can color how they use that skill. And those skills can be used for more than cooking because we've got the brain in the measured stuff, the mix for all of the, let's say, if we had to use charisma, if we had to use whatever else, that would be a mix, definitely. And then make, you're making it work. You made that person move with a punch. You made this thing happen. So, high level description. But right now, I want all of you to tell me what is the type of skill set that you use to find your optimal parking. And let's start with Mama G.
Whew. Mama G is all hot, so
Yeah.
it's definitely gonna be make,
Hmm.
just because that's my best stat.
So go ahead and roll a d12 and add your make modifier.
Okay.
And on your character sheet, it should tell you what that is.
No, I rolled it and it dropped off the table. It's an 11. So plus 4, I think,
Oh,
is my skill. 15.
a 15. Okay. So is this more like you are familiar enough with the Grove to find that parking, or is it more that you don't care who's in your way, you get your parking spot, or what
Hmm.
goes into?
I think that when Mama G drove in, they got the lay
Hmm.
of the land
Hmm.
and identified a spot. I was like, yeah, that's my spot. That's my spot. That's the one that is calling to me. So there is an application of some interesting driving and a little bit of liberal horn pressing, but also the honey, it's fine, just gotta be here, don't you worry. No, that's my spot.
excuse me, I'm getting to the spot. Like, yeah, you're just, yeah, how you doing? You have a couple of people running, getting out the way, a food truck that has to do like a full, like
Mm-hmm.
180 because they
Mm-hmm.
were about to pull in and you just pulled in behind them, you know. Um, but you get your spot and you had a 15. So I'm going to make a note of that for a reason that I know. All right. Uh, Ryan, your character, what kind of skill do they apply to finding that parking spot?
Uh, I think he'll also go with make because he's not concerned with like getting the best spot. He's gonna make his spot. So he finds an open area, like just a little ways from the food trucks, and just this is where he gonna be. This is where he's posting up. Like y'all might be over there, but I'm right here.
It's not even, yeah, for the sake of the audience, it's not even technically a designated spot. It is a clear area that there is now this food truck. That
Yeah,
just,
just an open area, like nobody's on either side of him. Just but he's facing the other, like the main area of the food trucks. Like,
just throwing off the whole parking pie. But give me a roll. Give me that make roll.
wait, would I have my role?
A d12.
That'd be 13 total.
Okay, a 13. So yeah, and really that's what it's all about when it comes to food trucks. Choosing where you're going to park regardless of other people's plans and then making your own parking space, you know. Um the parking guards really don't get paid enough to be like you can or you cannot. You just have a couple, no, please. Okay. It's like just
Like,
a couple just sit
like
there.
there's a clear space where his truck was supposed to be, and it's
Yeah.
just an open area that leads to his truck,
What? Oh
like a
God.
throughway that leads to his truck now.
Oh, okay. Spatulicious. What technique does Spatulicious use in order to find optimal parking?
So while Spatula was driving here, he watched about an hour of business and marketing TikTok. So he knows exactly where to park. It's not about where you park now, it's where you park when the people are hungry and when the sun comes down and all this, because TikTok has all the answers. Uh, so I want to use my measure, my highly
Okay.
educated measuring tools, and that's a good roll. That's a 12.
Oh, so you double your modifiers.
Oh, I'm sorry. No, 9 plus 3,
Oh,
12. I
okay.
wish.
Then you don't double your modifiers. For people watching at home, if you do roll a 12, you get to double your modifiers. But no, we just get a 12. All right. Not just, but you know what I mean. It's a 12, not a masterpiece roll. Um, so you've watched it. You don't have the optimal parking space, but you do get a decent parking space. And part of it is because other people who were going to park near you with all of that bass and booming going on from your van has chosen to park elsewhere. There are literally two trucks that pull out when you pull in and choose a different parking space.
Uh, they don't know. They don't, this is about to be the spot, the perfect parking place. It's not about where you park. It's about how you live.
Are you shooting a TikTok as you park?
Of course, that's what I say on the TikTok. It's not about where you
Yeah.
park. It's about how you live. As I'm looking at my phone, it's deep.
So this
It's deep like
character is
these dish
personally
pies.
designed.
Boom. Sorry.
The, this character is designed to make my spine crawl. And I'm here for it. I'm here for it. All right. So when you all get your parking, and you've been told to gather in the center, there is something noticeably different for people who have been here before, who people who have seen the websites or any of the social media and so on. The truck that simply says Granny's Grove is not there. That center location is empty, and instead you have a really frazzled looking um, young woman with um, when you have a really consistent hair routine, like you know exactly when you have to plait it up, what time you need to get up to take it down because you've done your twists, everything is cool, right? But then the next morning, nothing happens in the order that it was supposed to. So you have not taken down the twist that you did not do neatly enough to actually wear out as a style, but you're just going to have to pull it all back in a ponytail because you had to get out there 2 or 3 hours earlier than you expected. That might be a little too
That's a
real,
hard relate.
but that is real. So you have this young lady, and her name is Sharon. And Sharon, she stands there. She has like um medium brown colored skin. Her twists, which again was just like supposed to be a twist out, but she does not have time, so she's got the hair pulled back in a ponytail. She's dressed in the hoodie and the sweatpants because they match. She has on two different color socks, but you can only tell that because she just slipped on, some Crocs, and she is just out here with the clipboard. um, she even has like the one nail that's been wrapped up because she meant to get it replaced before she got here today, and the rest of her nails are this really lovely, like sparkly honey color because she had a whole thing. Like she had a plan. This is Sharon. She's the MC. And she's just like, oh, okay, everybody, gather around. Just gather around. Oh, just gather around. Welcome to 2024 Pine Grove picnic, yay. Um, put the camera down. Like, don't, no, put the camera down. And it's several people with cell phones out, and spatulas is probably included. Just put, just put the camera. Don't, this should not be, is your camera on? And a couple are like, no, not at all. I'm like, it's for myself. I was looking for myself, right? And she's like, okay, so it's not recording. Like, turns to spatulicious. It's not recording.
No, no
Okay.
recording, no video recording.
Okay. Um,
It's not recording, but is it live?
I mean, I do have a drone. If you look up there, you see that drone right there recording this whole thing, but that doesn't count. That's not a phone.
Sharon does not have. Sharon is like, okay, so we got a call this morning. Granny is fine. She's fine. But she said, and she said, if I don't say it like this, she'll know it. So I have to say, and she's, quote, she doesn't have time for this anymore or any of this foolishness that keeps happening. If people want pie, they can come get it from her house, but she will not be at this. I can't say that, what she put there, but I can say that she has retired. I am not saying it's tied to the incident last year where somebody decided to um, purchase, put in the order for 40 pies, and her assistant actually rung up 40 pies, but she only had 15. And then they decided to, well, anyways, it was not very pretty. And, she moves very quickly and has really good aim. So I don't know if she's not here because what she threw actually made contact with the perpetrator, or if she just doesn't want to be here, but she can't come this year. So that means that the center spot is actually For the first time in 45 years, up for grabs. There is a hushed energy across the entire thing because for 45 years, Granny's Grove in different iterations of truck has been the centerpiece. And the whispers start happening. Does that mean, like, I don't, does that mean it's gotta be? One person say, excuse me, does that mean we're just not gonna have a feature? Sharon's like, no, no, that means I have to officially announce a pie off. And there is a huge this just the loudest cacophony of oh my god, that place is mine. Like everybody starts getting super hyped. Um in this moment, we'll go to each character. What is going through your character's mind when you finally hear that there is going to be a pie off?
Uh, Ronald is on the phone with Granny. He called Granny.
And Granny's like, I'm not
Granny,
coming back at it. I'm not coming
you're
back
not
at it.
coming to see me?
Child, no, child. You can come see me. You can come see me. You can come see me.
Everybody losing their minds out here, Granny. Like,
That's not my fault, though. That's not my fault. All I'm doing is I mind my business every year. She's on the phone. I mind my business every year. I come, I make my pies. I got my sweet potato pie. I got my pork pie. I got my sweet potato pie. I got my pork pie. I even got the allergen sensitivities, glutenation thing is going on too. I figured out how to do it because you could just switch out the flour. But no. Do you know that child was at my thing doing a dance to some song about some hood people and eat the food and it's good and trying
yeah,
to ask me for the pie and it was cold. Like she's going on this rant, basically
yeah, I was
anti
watching. Like,
TikTok dancers, all of this stuff.
damn, I was looking forward to some. Can I come by later?
Yeah, but don't tell nobody. Don't tell nobody. Don't
I'll be
tell
good.
nobody. If you come to my house and there's a single person with one of them little what's this thing's called? The Z phone, ABC 123 phone, whatever, and the one that sings a song to Sam. If any of them people come to my house with them phones that do more, I think the devil is in them phones. I really do. I really do
Come
think the devil is in their phones
on,
because
Granny. You
they
know
be
me
sitting
better
up
than
there
that.
talking to him. They be talking to him. They be talking
I,
to him.
I ain't gonna do you like that. I catch you later, Granny.
Okay. Well, but wait.
Yeah,
Bring me a plate though. Bring me a plate. I know you got the
you know I
fish.
got you.
You got red fish.
You know I got you.
Okay, bring me a plate though. Get off in front of my house. Why the news people at my house? Well, you just heard, the phone hang up and but she's not really hung up. But you hear the slapping of her flip flop slippers. They're not supposed to be flip flops, but she don't ever put them on all the way to the door. Doesn't know she's on speaker. I'ma
Yeah,
call your mama. I'ma call your mama. I'ma talk to your auntie. I'ma tell your daddy. Like just up there. Um, Nobody really knows what they did to Granny. They don't. Or
yeah.
to Granny's, but she's not
Man, they
coming this year.
piss Granny off. And he'll look at the person that the offending person. Just dang.
What's going through Mama G's?
Mama G is thinking. Now I claimed my spot, but that is a good spot. That is a good spot. Hmm. You know what? I'm just gonna cook my heart out, and if it's mine, it will come to me.
Do you have does Mama G, is she hip with, are they hip with technology or what's going on?
Mama G, in the very same vein as Lola, uh, they they understand technology. It's out there. They have socials sometimes, but it's it's an effort. It's an effort. It's like people will like my food and then they'll tell other people, right? Like none of this. Oh, look at me! Mm-mm. I'm here to feed people.
All right. Um, and what is going through Spatulicious's mind when they find out that there's going to be a pie off? Does Spatulicious know what a pie off is?
Honey, why you gotta say my name like that with such poison? You just spatula it.
It's it is. That's what it is. Spatulicious.
Oh shit. Um, what's going through? Yeah, what's going through Spatula's mind is the centerpiece, that center feature spot in this little small town. You know, I get a lot to prove myself. I got a lot of haters. A lot of people say I can't cook just because I show up your restaurant and say your food is bad. They say, why don't you cook something? Well, here I am. And so this is my chance to prove myself as one of the top food truck people out here. We outside. You're deep.
Hmm. So, Sharon is like, okay. So everybody that has a food truck and is officially registered is eligible for the pie off. Um, Mama G, like her top, not Mama G, Granny Grove, Mama G. We also have Grandma over there, and why is there so many mamas, grandmamas, and you have somebody else say, don't sit
It's
there mad because you're. Go ahead.
it's because they call us that with love.
I know, but you saw somebody said, "Don't get mad at us because you didn't finish your wash and twist." And it's an older auntie that's just like, "That's not our problem. Didn't nobody?" And say, "You can't say that, Sharon. Sharon, your hair looks fine."
Yeah, and you know what? If you need help later, I can help if you need it. But it looks good. It's fine.
Sure, I wasn't supposed to look just okay or fine. I was supposed to look fine. Like I was supposed. It's supposed to be like
Hey,
there's a
this is
whole
not even the
thing.
dress rehearsal. We know that tomorrow you're gonna hit it out the park. You're gonna look absolutely fabulous as you always do. Don't you worry.
And Sharon's like, it turns around. Are you recording? Like, are you actually recording? Like, and just there's several people with cameras, so it's like this generalized. Are you recording? Everybody, it's me. It's me. I'm FaceTime. It's me. There are several live streams across different social medias right now. Like just hashtag twist out tragedy. Like they, or Sharon.
No, why they gotta do Sharon like that?
That's painful.
Sharon's like, okay, well, so
Yo, vicious out. This competition ain't even started. Goddamn.
Sharon is like, so Granny's specialty was the Pine Grove sweet pork pie. Everybody brings her the hogs and the best cuts, and it's like it's a nice like hand pie. And then the sweet potato pie that nobody knows how she makes it so good, but it's like so very good. Greg is crying because Greg is thinking about how good that sweet potato pie is and that he's not going to get a slice. And there's other people who don't know what a pork pie is or is like they put potato in pie. Like there are a few people like that are drifting around. Um, but I get to announce the palette, and I just lost the palette because copy paste is the devil. Anyways, A palette is something that I roll up for people that are watching and who've just joined in and so on. As the DM or the patron, I have a table that I roll on to decide the actual time, temperature, or technique, and taste requirements for the challenge. And today's palette, as Sharon announces, so in order to get the featured spot at the festival, you're going to need um everyone here kind of has a taste for something baked, duh, because it's a pie festival, but Gran Granny like specialized in savory. So one of your pies out of the two that you make has to be a savory pie. And the extra ingredients that she had was sweet potato and wild boar. So the butcher has all the cuts you could want of the boar, and then it's like these bushels of just sweet potatoes that are just people are walking in and just dropping these huge baskets of sweet potatoes. Um, so whatever you make has to use one of each of what you make the pie, or you can combine it. Who knows? But you've got to use the sweet potatoes and you've got to use the boar. Like you just like that's the requirement. And if you can do that, you can come up with two pies that can replace, and somebody says, "Oh no. Oh no. We are not replacing Granny." I mean, like the Granny is not here. Granny is not here, so we have to replace. No. Somebody else says, "We're not saying replace. We are not saying replace. We are not replacing Granny." Sharon is like, "Yes, we are. Okay? We are
Paying
replacing
homage.
Granny."
Homage. Like just a little tribute to Granny. She's
Okay.
not dead, but just not here.
Her
Oh
time is
my.
done. It's time for the new generation to step in and
Excuse
bake these
mm.
pies.
Spad, you gotta chill.
Get this dough.
And
Who
Sharon
said that?
comes by comes
Ramona just looking at him, staring at his
Sharon is like sweet potato boar baked and it has to be savory. So however you all want to do that, you have the rest of the day to figure that out. At the end of the day, somebody is going to try to get Granny to come and try the pies. I have to go figure that out. I have to go figure that out. I
Wait,
promised to do Granny's braids today, and if I don't, this is just not a good day for me. Like, right? Sure, I was like, this is not the day I planned. So, and a lot of people make a beeline, get a basket of sweet potatoes. A couple of people are already have a notebook out as they go to their food trucks.
is just to clarify, is that two pies? Both savory?
Yes. No, one has to be at least savory.
Mm-hmm.
You can make
Okay.
both of them savory, but the two ingredients that have to be used are boar and sweet potato.
In both pies or at least one in each?
At least one in each. Or you can combine
Okay.
them.
Okay.
Um, that the palette has been announced. So we shift to the role play for aspect of planning. And we'll start with Mama G. What is Mama G going to do to prepare for this? How does Mama G get in the mindset or start doing some sniffing around, or how is Mama G going to get into how to approach this challenge?
Hmm. Mama G is pretty confident with sweet potatoes. The boar, sometimes, but it's not that much different from pork, right? So they go collect they go collect the extra ingredients because I mean, if they're gonna be in the top spot, like you can never have too many ingredients. So they'll just go collect some extra, and when they're looking at the cuts for the boar, they're going for like some really good cuts, but also some of that a little bit of the darker meat as well, just to kind of add a little bit of flavor variation in there as well. When they get back to their truck, they lay everything out on their table, grab out like different ingredients from their cupboards, put them on the surface, and just stand there, arms bulging, and go, right, what are we making? And it's just what um, what comes to mind, what percolates, begins to percolate in their head.
I will allow you to make a measure roll to see what quality of cuts out of the selection that you made that you actually got. And depending on that roll, I have something up my sleeve of a bit of an advantage or a bonus or something that might help.
That is a 4 on the dice. +2. Oh no.
4 plus 2, that's not bad. That's right in the middle. Okay. When you're selecting from where the butcher has all the cuts, you overhear the butcher talking to another person as you're selecting because of what you're selecting. Granny always makes sure to get a little bit of that dark meat like that, but what? For the flavor, I mean, people skip over it, but the piece that got a little bit more of that fat on there, think Granny kind of uses some of that. I think that's what makes that pork pie so good. It's got a little bit of that fat in there like that. You know your meat, though. Turns to you, looks to you. You know your meat.
I, you know what? I'll take a little bit because it's all about the juices, right? It's all
Mhm.
about the juices. So yes, let's get me some of that as well.
So I would like you to make a note that, of course, the exact challenge ratings you all don't know, but I can tell you from that little bit of information, this now helps the whole table, that taste has the highest challenge rating out of the three categories: time, temperature, and taste. So that measured approach, that was an example of me using a roll to give some information to the table. So when they decide which of their roles that they use for each category at the end, they have a slight advantage. They know that their higher roles may need to go over there, or they may choose to do something different. But that was showing in real time how you can use measure to get information for the whole table. All right, let's go to Ryan. What is your character doing to prepare for this challenge?
Yep. I think Ronald, like, he'll run up on food truck to get the sweet potatoes because he normally does um
Hmm.
bake with sweet potatoes. Like a lot of his pies tend to use sweet potato. Like meats, berries. Like he's done it before, but I think he has an idea of what he's gonna do. So he's gonna try to get meat that he can mince pretty well.
Okay. Um, are you going to mince it yourself? Ask for it to be pre-minced? How are you going to approach that conversation with the butcher?
I think he's gonna mince it himself.
Okay.
He's gonna get some dark meat, some fatty meat, things like that. Um,
So if you would like to give me, and it can be one or the other, and I'll explain it narratively, a mix or a make roll here, because um, this will also potentially help the table or help you.
I think I'd do a make roll because
Okay.
he's basically going like shooting from the hip on this. It's something he hasn't done a lot of, but
Okay.
like with the meat, with the boar meat, what he's
Mm-hmm.
planning, that'll be 12 total.
Okay. That's not bad. That's not bad at all. So when it comes to your final product, if you burn the roll you're going to use for taste, I will allow you to re-roll that because of the quality of the meat that you are the mixture that you are making. If you had done a mix, that would have been something I would have given to the whole table is some tips on the mixture of all of that, what works, what doesn't work, etc. So that make is going to be a bonus and make a note for yourself that if you burn a roll, specifically the roll for temperature or technique that you're going to put there, um, you will be able to re-roll it. Okay?
All right.
And that's an
Yeah.
example of using a skill in this phase to give yourself an advantage or disadvantage. Because if
Yeah.
he had burnt that roll, he would have got a penalty to taste. Just,
Yeah.
um,
I think what he does after he gets his these two ingredients to try to continue to plan in his head, he's going to take him back to his truck, put him to the side, and going to start just frying some stuff up. Like I said earlier, he's here to feed people, so he's going to start
so
frying
you're
up some
making
stuff.
plates while you.
Yeah, this is how he thinks.
All
Like
right.
what he's gonna contemplating what he's gonna do while he's frying stuff up for folks.
Okay. Spatulicious. What is Spatulicious doing to prepare for this particular challenge?
Spatula is watching a lot of TikTok videos, a lot of cook talk. Is that what they call it? Real talk. I'm
Yeah.
like, let me see what I'm gonna cook this weekend. They're not gonna get me. And but I'm gonna see the butcher, and I need some. See, people think spatulas don't have any skills or experience, but I need some snoots. Now I never had a boar snoot. If you don't know what a snoot is, the snoot is the nose of a pig, and then especially East St. Louis, Illinois, they cook up their barbecue snoots, and that cuisine doesn't ever leave that area because everybody thinks snoots are gross, but they're not. And y'all about to find out. So I'm gonna get some pig snoots. I'm gonna get some pork butt, boar butt. The boars have butts. I know pigs got butts. I don't know boars what a boar do. Um, and I want the tails. I never seen a boar tail, but I assume boars have tails, right? Oh, they got long tails. Their tails are long and gross. I thought they were a little squiggly wiggly. A boar tail is horrific looking now. Fuck these long boar tails. Try something. Do something with it. So I need snoot, butt, tail, front and back.
You have this butcher that's in there like, "Eh, you okay, let me get it straight. You want from rooter to tutor. You
That's
just
right.
want from rooter to tutor. Okay.
But not two. Just rooter and tutor. Gerd?
The rooter and the tutor. Okay.
Yeah.
This the butcher has to go back to their truck because that's not the cuts that are normally out there. Like they have them, like this butcher has them, but that's not necessarily what is put out there. But to see what you get here, I need you to give me a mix roll.
Oh no, I actually have to take it, put this to a chance.
Mm-hmm.
11, yeah. Plus 2, 13 to those.
Okay. Um, I'm not sitting here wishing that you burnt the roll. I'm just saying that this is not what the butcher's like. All right, we got some snoots, we got some tail, we've got some. Yeah, they have the butt is just the back end. That's it's the same family. Just so you know, it's the same. It's just like a wild pig, but it's a boar. Now, here is the interesting thing and why I wanted you to burn that roll, but you didn't. The boar, the species of boar, the needle snout hog, okay,
Wait a minute,
there's
needle snout? That's I wasn't ready for that.
it is very bristly. It is, and their bristles are almost like tusks. They're needle-like, but they are bristles, and they use them for digging, and they use them for uh, self-defense. So you got a 13, right? For mixing it up and so on. You will be able to use these snoots. You will. But you will not get the time penalty of having to remove all of these tusks, little needle tusks from the snoot
Oh yeah, that'd have been horrible.
because of the 13. However, I'm going to make an asterisk here around taste because the amount of time that it takes you to actually needle tusk the snoot will impact the amount of time that you have to actually work on discovering the flavor profile. It is a
Mm.
different type of snoot.
Oh, I
It
bet.
is narrow. Okay. You just saw how, as a patron, your brain can break when somebody makes a decision to use something you didn't think about, and you were creative and created a brand new species of animal that you now have to consider how this would work. But you've made me so happy because now we've got snoots and tails and butts in play. That's a strange sentence. All right.
You're welcome.
Thank you for that. Who has help in their food truck? Does anybody have a one or two dedicated people who help them in their food truck? Okay. Nobody? Y'all are
No,
solo in
we're
it?
all, yep, all solo, it looks like.
Okay. So you do not get a
Sorry,
bonus
Sphinx, you were
for your
talking,
time.
and I think you're muted.
Oh,
Yep.
yeah, I said his usual guy didn't want to make the trip. Stuff comes up.
No. Granny probably called them and said, "Hey, I'm not gonna be there. Don't bother."
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, but he didn't tell me that, so we gotta have a conversation when I get back home.
Granny's a little petty. Granny is a little bit petty. Um, so we're gonna move on to this next phase. This is the preparation phase, and then after this, we will have a brief break and come back in for the rest. Unless y'all want to break now and come back to the preparation, I'll leave it to you all. Let's go.
Let's
All
get
right.
preparing.
So the preparation phase is where people are going to describe to me what they're going to make, and then they're going to do 3 roles. Now, here's what in the presentation phase, they don't have to decide now. In the presentation phase, One of their roles is going to be for temperature, one of their roles is going to be for time slash technique, and one of their roles is going to be designated for taste. Their goal is to meet or beat the challenge rating that only I know during that thing. And will be all this fun role play about how people liked or didn't like, or had an issue or didn't have an issue with the food. But in this phase, people normally describe their cooking processes, what they're putting together, and so on. And they do those three. Okay. Um. So we will start with Ronald because you were multitasking and doing a lot. But what is Ronald doing? Not Ronald. Was it Ronald or Ronald?
Ronald.
Oh, I got it. Hey. All right.
Yeah, while he's frying some stuff up, he's also mincing the meat. He's putting
Mm-hmm.
uh he's putting the sweet potatoes in the oven to bake, like get them nice and baked for about an hour or so while he's
Mm-hmm.
getting the burners going. And
Oh,
yeah, that's the first part of what he's doing essentially.
there's a bit of
And
a commotion, and you hear only some people will get this reference. There's a specific type of Cadillac that you hear before you see, just because of the type of engine they have put in it and how it's supposed to have all of this. Oh, it's a smooth ride. But anybody that's been in that Cadillac knows that you still hit the bumps. You just go like this longer after you hit it. One of those old tan Cadillacs pulls up. The door swings open, pushed open by a very beautiful mahogany cane. And you see Granny. She's put on her church shoes, the ones that actually fit, and she comes out and she's dressed casually. Now, who got her a matching set with the like zip up hoodie top and the sweatpants to go that match her church shoes, which look like some modified Skechers? Who knows? But she looks, the fit is immaculate. You know, hair pulled back in underneath the scarf, and she's got her really hands weathered from years of kneading dough. Couple of rings, two big rings, honestly, on her fingers because she has a ring that she kept from each divorce. Let's be honest. She's got multiple rings on her fingers because she's been married multiple times and she kept them all because the diamonds are real. And she starts to make her way over to Ronald's truck. Ron,
Granny,
hey, what you in there fixing, boy?
yeah, I got your fish gone. I didn't know you was gonna come and get it.
No, no, no. I want to hear what you doing with these pies. Apparently, apparently somebody gonna take my spot. But you know I gotta see what y'all working with. What y'all working with? What you got going on?
You know how it is, Granny. Uh, I'm gonna try to do some hand pies and sweet potato pies.
All right, what kind of
I'm
ham pie you gonna make?
trying to do trying to do sweet potatoes. I try to get you to taste them every year. I think I'm getting better.
Mm-hmm.
And the other pie I'm gonna attempt is essentially a meat pie,
Mm-hmm.
hand pie as well.
Okay. A hand. So you're gonna make two hand pies, not two individual, but your two dishes are both hand pies. One with sweet potato and one with meat.
Poor meat.
Okay. So
And yeah,
okay.
he starts putting on some music, that down home swing kind of music.
You see Granny, when Granny comes, Granny is still quite the eligible widow. Like when Granny comes into a space, there's always a couple of older gentlemen and some older ladies who seem to apparate. You don't notice many old people around, but all of a sudden, Fanny gets a little the little two step. Hey, what you know about that? What you know? Hey, you know, and then stops. All right, you keep on that cookie. You keep on cooking, and then make them ham pies. But if they bad, I'ma tell you though. I may hurt your feelings.
I expect nothing less, Granny. You be good, yeah.
All right. Uh, and Granny moves over to Mama G's food truck. How and what is Mama G currently working on?
Okay, so Mama G has taken the wild boar and has diced it up
Mm-hmm.
real fine and is currently working on the base mixture for this pie. They have thrown some oil and seasoning. Well, I say oil. They've thrown a little bit of butter with that oil into the pan, and they're just kind of frying up some onions to really like, but long and slow to let that sweetness fully seep out so you don't get any of the sharpness. And then they're gonna chuck in the boar to kind of seal it up before it gets in, and then add some more spices just to get that aroma going. So you've already got that smell in the van. And whilst that is going, they have ready peeled their plantain, and like all of the plantains fully cleaned, peeled their plantains, separated the peels because they are going to be boiled. Those are going to be boiled, and then they're going to be like chopped up and then fried later because you want that crispness afterwards. The plantains, those are sliced and quartered. So you've got some like fine like slices of plantain, which are going to be like pressed and fried a little bit later, but they're going to have a little bit of seasoning on just to make sure that they give a really nice crispy crust on top, because Miyokodo is all about plantain, and that's your crust. It's not a traditional. It's not a traditional pastry crust. It's a plantain crust. Yeah, so that's what we're working on at the moment. The sweet potatoes, those are also baking. So lots going on here, but those are baking so that they can be mashed down, and we're gonna think about how we incorporate the pine nuts and also just that little bit of plantain in there, just to give it a little bit, give it a bit of the amiyoloko dough try.
Mama G, just some people go to saunas and take deep breaths. Mama G is just outside one of the windows of not Mama G, Granny Grove. I did not know your character's name was Mama G, so I did not know that this would be causing me so much mental confusion. Granny is outside the windows of Mama G's food truck. It is kind of knocks a little bit with the cane. Hey!
Granny, it's amazing to see you again. You always look radiant.
Oh, look at you. Oh, you know what? This takes me back. This takes me back. They talked about, oh, Stella got her groove back. Stella ain't got nothing on me. Hey, this just brings me back to the day. I smell them onions. But what you working with plantain? You working with plantain this year again?
Of course, you can't have a loco dough without plantain.
I know. You know, between you and me, looks around. I'll just give it to you right now if I could, simply because I like that your name got a G in it. And I don't want to be out here. I'm missing all my stories right now. But I gotta be out here, representing. You keep on cooking. You keep on cooking in there and make that good food. Show them what that a logo it's about.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And no one can fill your shoes, but we can pay tribute to them.
Child, I can barely feel my shoes. They be rolling out in church. Ooh, it's overflowing. The blessings is overflowing. But they got rid of Payless, so I ain't paying that much money for some shoes and the bottom's still in mine. I'm actually holding out for some more. I got this boo I met. About to get me some new shoes though. About to get me some new shoes. Owns a
Ooh.
whole shoe boutique. A boutique. I don't know what the difference is between a store and a boutique, but he got himself a boutique. So
Nice. Nice. Very
you need
nice.
some shoes. If you don't win and you need some shoes, hit me up.
I will. I will.
I know how to text.
So, I just Mama Jesus alive. I will text you.
I
Don't you
mean, the
worry.
numbers get confusing. The numbers get confusing. But
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I was there before there was a computer. I was there where you had to shoot, shoot. If I can shoot, I can text. The phones.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
No, I have. I have. I haven't used one, but we did have one. We did have one. I just was never allowed to use it.
What they call those? Granny just has started Sharon. What they call them phones? And Sharon is just like,
Rotary phone? No, you know what? Don't worry. Don't
yes,
worry.
the wind it up, rotate it down. Granny just makes way over to Spatulicious truck. It's like the shoulders just keep moving because the music is going. What in the? Is this a truck? They doing food here? What's this?
You hear the goom goom doom 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 doom, just bass bumping. I can barely Sorry, what? Did you? Sorry. Trying to turn the music down. Oh, hey, what? Aren't you? Aren't you
What
grabbing
you
me?
trying to do out here? Trying to play all this music loud like this, like we in the what's it called? Good has a moment. Oh, the music video, the boom boom boom, like all of that. What is? Anyways, if
Music videos? You mean like TikTok?
young person,
Yes,
what
ma'am.
is a TikTok?
Oh, let me show you right here. Uh, yeah, Spatulicious 10. TikTok, that's me right there. I'll bring in one of my videos. Yeah, you like that?
There ain't
I'm
no clock.
rapping. Um,
Where's the TikTok? You said you're gonna show
oh,
me a TikTok. What
no,
is
it's
that?
just the app called TikTok. Everybody's watching it. Everybody's on it. Where's your TikTok? You can get one. You out here shining with your fit on right now? Like, come on. You could be the queen of Grand Talk. Is that what they call it? Grand Talk?
What in the, I hear words coming
Small
out
Talk?
of your mouth, and all that you keep saying talk, talk, talk. I don't know if you saying talk
I
or
do like to
talk.
talk, but the tick
Are you
sometimes
here to
too.
cook or are you here to talk
Oh,
on the ticking?
I'm
What?
pause. What?
Just talk, ticking, talking.
Yeah, I'm here to cook. I'm here to take your spot. You know, you've been the queen for so long, but I'm here to take the throne. I'm gonna get your feature spot with some dishes. I'll make a pie like you never seen, like you never tasted before. I mean, you one of the elders, but I bet you never tasted like something like this before.
Granny looks over. This person keep talking. I hear the words. I hear words are coming out, and then I think I understand it. But I'm trying to be sensitive here because sometimes people are speaking in other languages and we embrace it all here. But what is this child talking about?
Come
Sorry,
on,
Granny.
Granny. You understand me. Come on. You heard? Yeet?
You gonna cook you gonna cook better than I do with your ticky talkie. That's what you
Yes.
gonna do.
Yes, Granny.
Okay. What you cooking up in here?
Oh, look at this. I got this beautiful boar boar butt, you know. I'm gonna do something with that right there. I got these snoots. They're little spiky, like sometimes a hedgehog just rolled over and died on this cutting board. But and I got this tail. So you know how pigtail is, a little piggly wiggly, little swirly whirly. This thing is long and like rough. I don't really know what I'm doing this, but I'm gonna figure something out. And then I'm gonna do just a classic sweet potato pie. Probably put yours to shame. No offense.
You're just sitting up there. There's like I don't know if you are audacious or if you are outrageous. I really am not quite sure what it is that I am hearing, but you seem confident in yourself. And far be it from me to discourage somebody from being confident in them. I can't hear myself think anymore. And I think that the bass from your truck has readjusted my left knee. So I am going to go sit down somewhere. By the way, them snoots from these pig, you gotta boil them. If you
Mm.
boil them, it gets soft. But I'm glad you had the humbling experience of having to pick them all out individually. Because I think in that moment, whatever spirit of the holy, whether it was ticking and talking or talking and ticking, I hope you communed with whatever inspired you.
But Granny, I'm not. I'm a little audacious. I'm a little flirtatious, but I'm all spatulicious. So
You were what?
spatulicious, at spatulicious on TikTok. On this, for real quick. Let's get one for the gram. Granny, come on, get in here.
Granted,
Get close.
poses, album poses, just kind of tilted your head to the side, hands on the cane. Always ready for you taking a picture right now as a video.
No, it's
Why
just
is it moving
picture.
like that?
It's
Did you take it?
it's yeah. We got it. We got it. We got. It. I'm
Let me
posting this.
see it though. Let me see it.
Yeah, yeah.
Let me
What's
see
your
it.
ad? I'll tag you.
What's my what?
Your ad.
Send it to my text.
Oh, what text message? You mean messenger? Like snap out? You got snap out?
Sharon, what is this person saying to me? They keep coming up with new words and I don't know what's happening.
Granny,
Granted.
don't worry about the words. Worry about the food. How's it gonna taste tomorrow? And that's all you gotta worry about. The
All right.
food.
You worry me in
Yummy.
ways I don't even know I could be worried, but I won't worry about the gram talking, snapping, everything you done said. Just sort of. I'm going to my car for a prayer break, and that's translation for Granny's going to take a nap. Granny is just going to go in for her and take a nap. Um, so I'm going to give you all the opportunity to do your three roles. Um, I'm going to need a measure roll, a mix roll, and a make roll from each of you. But here, the benefit here for you is that you don't have to tell me which skill it was. You just have to do those three rolls and get your numbers and write those numbers down. Okay. You need to know what skill that is so that you can describe why it was burnt or not burnt and what happened when you assign it. But you do not have to tell me what was mix, measure, or make. Okay? Just do those three rolls and write those numbers down. I don't know if that was a good or they closed down a pay list. But
That's not bad. Not bad.
you got your roles? You wrote them down?
Yes.
Okay. We can go ahead and take a break so we can come back and do a presentation. Get your roles. Make sure you have them.
All right.
Don't Hello. Hello. All right. Last we left off, everyone was finishing up their preparations, doing their secret little roles. That sounds bad, but doing their secret roles in order to get ready for the presentation phase. And to explain to people, the presentation phase is where we find out whether or not they have met or they have blown past the challenge ratings for time, temperature, technique, or taste. Um, the requirements for this one, for the sake of story, was that it had to be a baked item, it had to have a savory element, and they had to make two pies. So we come back to everyone gathered around the food trucks that have presented plates and so on, um, kind of stand in a line and kind of put their pies on this picnic table like thing, one by one. And because of the order that you all rolled before, when we were discussing about parking and so on, we start with Mama G. So I'm just going to
Okay.
ask you, yeah, I'm just going to ask you a couple of questions, some game mechanic questions. Which of your roles, and you don't have to tell me the actual number yet, which of your roles are you going to apply to time? Is it your mix, measure, or make?
Measure.
Okay. And how did you take a? Actually, no. We're gonna get the results before I ask you that RP place. Okay. What did you want to assign to the temperature slash technique category?
Mix.
All right. And taste is make.
Make. Yep.
All right. So as you approach the picnic table where Granny is sitting with a couple of other elderly individuals, again, they just seem to pop out of nowhere when Granny is around. Just, you know, there's a kindly old gentleman to her right, a kindly uh older lady to her right. They like anything she want. Oh, I need that. Oh, here you go. She's just waited on hand and foot. And she looks at you as you approach. All right. I'm ready for some loca doca woka woka. I'm ready. And please describe your two pies.
So the first, the savoury pie. As I said, I'd carefully sliced and prepared the plantain, which has been beaten and dried so that it can get a really nice crust, crispy crust. So you've got slices of crispy crusted plantain on top with a onion and boar filling with some pine nuts thrown in there just for a little bit of extra crunch with a I'm gonna say seasonings because I'm thinking like a
Yeah.
little bit of sage, a little bit of rosemary, a little bit of like ginger and everything else, just to kind of really like lean into the boar flavors, but add that like it's got that hint of sweetness, but overall savory. Um, so that's one. It's in a kind of it's almost as if okay, you've put the mixture in a pot and you turn it upside down to like let it sit, and then the slices of plantain are carefully laid on top. And then the sweet pie is it's a sweet potato pie with some the peel of the plantain that has been crisped and candied in the same way that the like there's some ginger that's also been candied and that's laid across the top like in sprinkles. In the crust at the bottom is made up of like very thin cracked crispy plantain with well, so you've got a bit of a hard crust and like a little bit of a crisp at the top with a nice smooth sweet potato mixture in the middle. So
Okay. Yes. I want both of those pies. Um, so now I need you to give me what was the measure roll that you put into time?
5,
Okay. What was the roll that you put into mix?
10,
Okay. And what was the roll that you put into make?
14.
Okay. All right. Granny looks at those pies. We'll get some loco doco woco. What'd you call it again?
Um, I'm calling this. You know what? You taste them and tell me because it is not perfect without a seal of approval.
Okay. Granny puts on her napkin. Well, goes to put on her napkin, and Gertrude beside her. I can do it. I can do it. I can put on my napkin. Embarrassing me in front of these children. Okay. Takes a delicate little bite. Kind of feels around with the fork a little bit in the savory pie. I really like the smell of them onions. There's something about onions and meat, and you let it simmer in that. But I think it had a little bit longer. I think maybe it's done. It's done. But I think it may have, you know, you and I both know, it may have needed a little bit longer for the let it mesh together like all them flavors and everything real good. But it's good though. It's good. It don't taste like nobody's foot was in it, which is kind of good. I think that's kind of good though. I think that's kind of good. I don't think you. I don't know much about a loco doco woco, but I do. I it may not be foot kind of food. Like you don't want to put your foot up in it. You may want to put a pinky in it. I don't know culturally what y'all put in your food when you use the plantains. But it's good.
That,
It's good.
thank you, Granny. That is faint praise.
Yeah, I liked it. I like it. A loco
Faint.
boco. I like the sweet potato pie too. I like how you put a spell on it. It tastes like you put some ginger ale in. Now it Now I plantain. I ain't never worked with plantain before, and you got me up here wanting to work with some plantain though. So you come and see me. We're gonna work out this plantain. But this is good. I like.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Thank you. But really, seriously, what do you call this? Really, I can't keep saying a loco woco because if I tell everybody at my church group I ate some loco woco, one of them is gonna be like, that up, Granny, and there ain't no such thing as a loco woco. Why are you so ignorant? And I'm gonna have to go, well, that's what they
It's
told me. So, yeah.
a loco. A loco is another word for plantain. It's a loco.
Oh,
Yo.
loco. A
A
loco.
loco.
A loco.
Yeah.
Got that. I respect it. I like that. I like that. A loco. All right. Well, thank you, Mama G. I will be in
Mama
contact.
G is like, I tried.
And everybody looks kind of nervous. There's one person that made a pie that's like a banana cream pie and just sort of answers a fake phone call. What? What's happening? Oh my. Oh goodness. I have to and gets out of line with their banana pie and goes somewhere else. Um and we go to Ronald. You don't have to tell me the number yet, but for time, which role are you giving it?
Measure.
All right. For temp, what role are you giving me?
Mm, mix.
Okay. And for taste, that's going to be make.
Hmm.
All right. Describe your pies.
Yeah, these are pies. You might know this reference. They're kind of like Hubig's
Mm,
pies. Um, so he broke down the for the sweet potato pie. He broke it down, mashed it up. He added some cinnamon, a little bit of lemon to it. Bring out them flavors a bit more. Once he folded over the pie, got it cooked. He made a glaze from the powdered sugar that he added a bit more lemon to, like a hint of lemon. So he made that glaze. That's his sweet potato pie. The meat pie, since he was experimenting a bit, he added a bit of lemon to that too. Um, Added some Creole seasoning, got that cooked up, wrapped up into the dough, cooked that up, and on top he it's a slightly brushed it with some butter. It's real flaky dough, like so you can easily like break it up.
okay.
Yeah.
Yep. The mouth. Whew. Granny's like, Ron! All right, let me see what you do. Let me see how you worked out them hand pies. Let me see. Ooh, is it a donut or is it a pie? You look like you done put some donuts and pie together right here with this. Yeah. How you feeling about it?
Uh, it's gonna need some more work, Granny.
Okay, I don't think that's when somebody asks you how your food is before they about to eat your food, you might not want to tell them you need to work on it still. Like that does you need to just, let them be the judge of that.
um,
But um
I mean, I can make it better
oh,
with time.
okay, this all right. Mechanically, what what's the dice roll? Do you want to align with time?
7,
Okay. For temperature, the mixed one.
8,
Okay. And for taste,
10.
now Granny looks at the ham pies, gets her fork, looks at you, looks down at the pie. It smell real good though. It smell it smell real good. You put them. See, now I'm scared because you didn't talk about. Oh, I could do it better, and I know you can cook though. I know you can. So he sits there for a moment. This is all right, right. I gotta taste it. Takes a bite of uh the sweet potato pot. This is goes down to the savory pie. Takes another bite. Puts down the fork and just looks at you. All right. Mm. Mm-hmm. Well, you did that. Um, I love you, Ronald, and you are a good you a good cook. You is. How's your mama? How's your mama doing? I was supposed to send I was supposed to send something that way. And there's this moment because out of everyone, you were probably somehow distantly related to Granny, and so Granny's just giving you that look, just sitting in there.
It's
You
like
know, some
your side of the family clearly had something wrong.
I love you so much, Ron. I do. And I love that you came out here and cooked this food like this for people. And then leans in real close. Don't get this to nobody. Don't get this to nobody. I know you can do better. I know you got something in that truck. Something was off. I don't blame you. I don't blame you for something was off. I think something stuck. Some maybe the grease. Maybe change the grease. Maybe change the grease. I don't know because this was not you. It's okay though. It's okay because God is good and His grace is divine. All right, and just kind of leans over,
I got you, Granny.
pats you on the hand. Ooh, grips your hair real tight. It's just ooh, oh, let's hear it. Ooh, and then she sits back. And she doesn't look
I
necessarily
got you, Granny.
disappointed. But she just now fix me one of them plates. I know you got that fish in there for me. Just give me one of them plates. Stop.
Come through later, Granny. I got you.
And when one of her compatriots reaches over there to try to taste it, you not the judge. I'm the judge. I got you. I got you. Go give me one of them plates. And then looks. All right. Who's next? The credits just. It's like a disappointment, but also a fear. Like, like just like oh. God. All right. Looks to you. Spatula.
That's spatulicious, man. So on a
Is
low,
it two words
I
or
heard
one
that
word?
bloodbath. I heard that massacre that just happened to Ronald. Ronald was decimated. You know, wow. Sorry. Like when Granny says, "I don't like it, but I still love you, baby." That I felt that. That was emotional damage from Mark J. So sorry.
Yes,
That hurt
it
me
is.
in my soul.
I'm sorry,
Mm,
but
yes, ma'am.
oh goodness, Granny just looks at. Is your name two words or one? Cause I heard spatula, and I heard delicious, and you put
It's
them together, spatulicious.
no. It's ass spatulicious. It's right there on the truck. Yeah.
Okay, I'ma get it, cause I respect people based on what they have chosen to call themselves, but I cannot. It's one word, spatulicious. You say it real fast, like I'm saying that spatulicious.
Spider.
Okay,
Mm-hmm. You did it. You got it.
all right. All right, Mark, which role, don't give me the number yet, are
Okay.
you giving to time?
I am giving mix. That's my cat. Sorry.
Even the cat is telling on you. Okay. Temp for
Then
temperature and technique.
temp is three. Oh, sorry. Uh, make. No, sorry. Measure. Forgive me. Measure.
All right, and taste.
That is mix. Wait,
You gave
am I
me
doing
mix
this wrong?
already.
Sorry. I'm so confused. Then that's
The be
measure.
make is left.
Oh, then that's make. Oh
Taste
my
is
god.
measure.
Yes.
Taste is
Measure.
Measure. Okay. Temp is the temperature technique one.
That is going to be make.
Make. All right. And time was mix. Okay.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So Granny just takes a moment. And you, Mark, describe what two pies Spatulicious has created.
Okay. We made to start with a classic sweet potato pie, but like Midwest sweet potato pie, where it's over sweet. It's got our um, baked sweet potatoes, but there's pineapple juice in there. There's way too much brown sugar, cinnamon, more sugar, all the spices on and a really simple crust, really simple hand rolled crust that I made. It's not super flashy, except for the barbecue tails that are stripped across the top. It's a combination of sweet and savory, a little more sweet than savory. It's a little bit of
I
meat,
just have,
a little bit of sweet potato.
I have to ask a question just for imagery's sake.
Yes,
How are the what did Spatulicious do to the tails? Is it clearly tails, or have they been kind of clean, striped, sliced in a specific way?
it is clearly tail. They're long tails. They look
Mm-hmm.
like a long finger, but barbecue
Mm-hmm.
looks nice. Looks like nice and meaty, and they're kind of in a lattice pattern over the top.
Okay. All right. And for your savory pie?
Now the savory pie is really something else. I did a lot of a little bit of extra on this one. So we got the basic pie crust at the bottom. Then we have our barbecue pork butt shredded with a lot of barbecue sauce. This is a classic barbecue sandwich and a pie. Over the top of that is my snoots as a top crust. They're crispy. They look good. I managed to get most of the hair off from the grill and with just a knife and then a blowtorch. But anyway, um, they're nice and crispy over the top as a top crust. It's a little bit different than normal pie, but it's kind of like a barbecue chicharron. It's kind of mixed there.
Okay. That is very. Granny takes a moment as she stares at this table. And she said, "Oh, Father, who art in heaven or
Oh no,
wherever you are right now,
she over
please
here
protect
praying.
us."
You don't need to pray. I mean, you can go ahead and pray. But
I don't
this is gonna
even
be a
know if
blessing.
I'm asking for prayer, a
You're being blessed
blessing,
with
or
this barbecue.
let me talk to the Holy Spirit
Oh
just a second. Just said, I don't know if what spirit of the ticket talking ticks and all the rest of this I need to talk to. I don't even know if I should pray or do a text. Do I have to text the prayer if I want a blessing over something that you do? What is going
no,
on?
snap.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, I can do this. I can do this. All right. Mechanically, what is the score for mix?
My mix is 12. Natural 12.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. For temp,
For temp, it was a 3.
okay. And for taste,
Has 11.
I actually love the story that tells. You have, you have Granny just sits there for a moment. Right. It's real pretty though. Like it's really pretty. You can smell all. of every sugar that there is in this
Mm-hmm.
sweet potato pie. There is the fruit sugar, the sugar, the brown sugar, the sugar night, something. Just all the sugars in this. Then you
Yes,
got the
ma'am. I did put all the sugars I could find in there. You know, it's got to be real nice and sweet. That's where not where all the flavor comes. You still got to maintain some of the natural sweet potato flavor, but I did put in a little sugar in there.
okay, and it's got this. I know these are tails. I know, and I
Where's
don't
that?
have nothing against tails. You put it up in some barbecue and eat it with rice and so many other things you can do with some tails. But I ain't never had it on a sweet potato pie before. That and you done made it look like a top of a pie too. You didn't. Mm.
Yeah, we got to challenge your palate. We got to do something a little bit different, a little modern. I know you're used to coming with the classics. That's why you're the feature, you're the queen of this thing. But I got to do something new if I'm going to take over. Anyway, let's get a big real quick. See, take a bite. Big, pretend like you put it by your mouth with a fork, and I'm about to eat it, and I get a picture, and you smile, smile. So good. Good enough. Go.
just sitting there giving you that look like, all right, and here you didn't put this. Takes some time, gets one of those mid like bristles off of the snoot.
You can
It
never
just
get
kind
them
of
all
sticks
off.
to her.
That's facts.
The barbecue sauce stick to her finger a little bit. Where she gets a napkin. Oh, okay, well, I think I think both you and I know that this pie crust ain't done. Like at the bottom, like just like it's at the.
Yeah, I mean, with the barbecue sauce, probably just came out real soggy and mushy. It's not a really formed crust like I wanted it to. But
It's not cooked. It's not.
yeah,
It's this is dough. You didn't
mm,
put the dough. This ain't not like in a loco dough. This is just dough.
I mean that's good. That's part of my
Now,
brand because I gotta get that dough. You know, hashtag get
the
that dough.
man beside her cracks up. Right. She said,
Yeah, you get
get
it.
off my, get off my bench.
You get that on. Come
Get
on.
off your bench. Let's, okay. Uh, and then she does, because she is being fair, she does taste each one. She puts down the fork and she's like, I hope you got all the pictures that you needed to, because it looked real good. Very creative, like it should be on one of them TV shows that you've got to pay for what's it called? The rivering? What's the lakes? What's they doing on the thing when you have to pay and you watch the show?
Streaming?
Stream. When they streaming, yeah, when they streaming, they got all these food shows and stuff up on there, and I think this would look pretty on there. They got that thing called Instant Pound, Instant whatever, Fast Pound. They put pictures on it and everything, and
Instagram? This is different unit of measurement.
huh?
Instagram, different. Okay, it don't really matter.
Oh, whatever. When they,
Insta,
because these days young
Insta
folks don't
kilo.
bless the food before they eat it. They just take a picture of it, and that's where they used to be say the grace. And you know what? Religious freedom in the country that we live in is a real thing. So I'm all for it, but it's a whole different thing. So you say it's called an Instagram. That's what they
Yes,
call
ma'am.
it. Put this on your Instagram, okay? Um, put this on your Instagram. And just, all the sugar is if you already have it sweet, you might have wanted to tamp down a little bit on that. Okay, let me take she does like this, which you I'm gonna do a picture like this and for your
Oh
Instagram.
yeah, old
And
school. Go ahead, get it, Granny.
yeah,
Yeah.
I used to be a rapper, but it was too much for me. It's just, Granny at this point is tired of tasting food, really is. And it's just like, all right, I've made my decision. I have made my decision. Now, for the sake of mechanics, and to explain to everybody what has happened for the first time in me playtesting this game, um, only one person met the time category. Only one person met that. Nobody at the table has met or beaten any other of the challenge ratings. Any of them.
Damn.
Um, if we were playing this in a campaign style and they were going to do it 3 days or so on, they would have lost spoons. Um, spoons is how we track indicate health in this system. um, but it's not you're not out of it. Um, if this was an actual game, both Ronald and Mama G would have lost 2 spoons until the next session because they did not meet or beat any of the challenge ratings. But that's okay because spoons can be earned back. And a fun mechanic is if you lose all of your spoons in a session for whatever reason, you can contribute your mix, make, or measure roles for another player as they compete. You become basically their sous chef or their assistant. But everyone has 3 spoons, so they wouldn't be out of the game. Um, I'm just wowing because I was sitting here trying to think of any bonuses I could have given anybody during that. That's what happens sometimes with roles. But Granny uses her cane, goes to Cadillac, jangles with her keys for a while, and just unlocks that the trunk and pushes it open, props it with that old stick that's there. It is literally a stick that she's using to prop the trunk up. And from it wafts the scent, the familiar scent of um, her pies. There's all the cinnamon and cloves and the savory forest fragrant sort of at scent profile to her pork pie because it's got mushrooms and ground boar and herbs and spices and all that kind of stuff. And she says, all right, this will go do so. I don't hurt nobody's feelings because I know everybody was put on the spot. They did not have time to prepare, and if they had time to prepare longer, I am sure they would have made something that would have blown me out the water. But currently we still wading in the water, so I can't retire yet. Um, and that's okay because we got 3 days. They got some amazing pies for you. I have seen some creative stuff today that I want you all to work on and serve again tomorrow. I'ma let for each day, one of y'all can come to my truck. I'ma bring it up here. It's in the garage. I had already taken out my little radio, but I can put it back in. And each day y'all can come, one of y'all can come, and we'll do 2 of y'all pies at my food truck as well. These 3 right here, there don't nobody bring me no more pies. Don't nobody bring me no more pies. I would like to leave here blessing folks and not cursing before the beautiful sky and forest that is here. Granny goes to each of you and hands you a pie. Lets you choose between the sweet potato pie or the pork pie and gives each person a pie and does a little pat. It wasn't bad though. Didn't none of y'all burn it? Now one of y'all didn't even cook it, but none of y'all burnt it. Looks over at spatula. If you spend a little less time ticket talking, you might be able to cook your crust. If you cook your crust, then you can does a little move with the feet. See that was too fast for you.
Oh,
It was too
okay, girl.
fast for you.
Okay, yeah.
It's too fast for you. You ain't gonna
Hmm.
take my place.
Maybe
Learn to
one day.
stand up first,
One
then
day.
you can take my place. Learn to stand up first. Good. It moves over to Ronald. I ain't gonna tell your mama about this if you don't tell her. Okay. We gonna keep this between us. Right. Okay. Cause
Everybody messes up sometimes, Granny.
I know, but I think what was good is that you admitted it before I ate it, and so therefore I did not sit up here and have, heart palpitations from shock. Cause you make a good plate. I don't know what was that. I don't know if I don't know if Spatulicious's tech talk devil came through the wall and shook up your stuff and you couldn't do it. I don't know. I know the devil is in it because they have the little devil thing. And some people like that. They got the little, what they call that thing? The screen. When they're making funny stuff on the screen and people look old and young and like a baby or like they from a different country. Which they shouldn't do. If you can't do it with paint, you shouldn't be able to do it with whatever and that thing does that. Be brown. Be manila. Be whatever color you are. Stop using that stuff and try to be a different ethnicity just because you like the way that something sound. Anyways, good job, everybody. Good job. Come get you a pie. And with that, the fiasco of Granny retiring is solved. The only person who seems slightly really angry or upset about this is Sharon, who has been out here since early in the morning, risking everything to try to get this replacement done, only for Granny to say, "Make sure you go go get Roscoe. Tell him go get my truck. We need to get that out here. I'm already here. I'm not gonna go get the truck. You go get the truck." Sharon, listen here. Like, listen, go get my truck. It's not gonna kill. Go get my truck. Go get a bonnet and then meet me in my truck and I actually go to Mama G. Mama G said that they'd help you too. Take a break. Go get my truck, then you can take a break. And Sharon's like, "You're not even paying me." No, but I know your mama. Sharon is just like, and then walks her way away. So to wrap this up, we'll go to each person for a brief epilogue about their characters, how they internalize that experience, what they plan to do next, and what's going through their mind. And then do your outro at that time for the sake of time as well, of who you are as a player. And that's what we'll do. And we will start with Spatulicious character, Spatulicious.
Oh my gosh, this has been one of the best things I've done all week, maybe all month, maybe all year. It's February, so we're gonna hold on to that best thing in a month or year. Hey everybody, it's your boy Mark J. I feel like I'm yelling. It's your boy Mark J here from Apochromatic. I'm Unlimited. It's up there. Anyway, Apochromatic Unlimited. We're to uplift the voices of people of color in the TTRPG space with APs like these and this beautiful cast with a zine and with so much more. You can find me at More Than Mayor on Twitter. You can find my podcast, Nunshot, where I do interviews with people on the intersection between culture, race, and the TTRPG space. It's really fun. I just dropped one with CJ, Scholastic Dragon, and I just recorded a banger with a guest whose name eludes me because it's late. Oh my gosh. The Candace.
Oh,
Candace the Magnificent. I'm sorry, Candace. I dropped that whole ball. But yeah, that's all my stuff. That's where you can find me. And if you want to be cool, become a patron of Apochromatic Unlimited. I'm gonna drop that right now. And that's all I gotta say.
well, and what you missed your character's epilogue, Spatulus's
I'm
reaction
sorry.
to
It's
everything.
11 o'clock and I'm just like
It's good.
brain
It's good.
shutting
We're all
down.
asleep.
Spatula just goes back to his home, goes back to his fans, goes back to his following, and he says this. Wait, I got something for this. Pause. I can't pay off anything on time. Unbelievable. And he says, fans, look, y'all know that I tried my best. All that matters is I put my heart into it. And y'all could check out my new Ghost Kitchens, Spatulicious. We get all my tasty food for a low price of $19.99 for a slice of pie. Um, y'all know what I do. And he goes back and runs his internet business and continues to be annoying and give bad reviews to people online.
Okay. Mama G.
Mama G is slightly heartbroken. They tried, but they go back to their truck, take a look at the food, and go, you know what? I could. There are definitely some things that I can work on here. There are some things I can. Like, I liked what I did with this, but maybe not. Maybe not this. So we'll make it work next time. But oof, wow, that was painful.
Guess what?
You know
Mama
what?
G's had
That
the
is
best
best.
taste though.
Okay.
Out of all of
Okay.
them, the best, the highest taste, the closest,
The closest.
like just a
Wait,
smidgen off.
what?
I was
What?
like,
What was the challenge rating?
so the challenge rating for time was 8. The challenge rating for temp was 12 for temperature and technique. And the challenge rating for taste was 16.
Damn. Okay.
Wow.
Okay. So we needed to, apart from that temp time roll, we needed to
Hmm.
have hit the top. Hit the top.
12, yeah. I
Oof.
tried to make it easier, but
Yeah.
that's why it was good to know
Yeah.
that you
Yeah.
all put your highest in taste, though,
Yeah. Yeah.
except for Arctic, or that would have been a fiasco. Continue.
Okay. Yeah. So I mean, Mama G's like this setback is not going to stop Mama G feeding people. Like they make food for the soul, and that's what they do. They make sure that hungry people get fed. So they'll roll with it. Lola, on the other hand, is going to sleep and dream about food. Yes, it is 4 a.m. here, folks. So we ain't eating. Um, I have been Mama G. I am Lola, and you can find me at Third Vault Yarns on most socials. If you want to check out my games, it's Johnson O'Fair at itch.io. And yeah, also, we're on Kickstarter right now, kickstarting a puzzle dungeon crawl. It's called The Tower, a system agnostic puzzle dungeon crawl. So come crawl those dungeons and solve those puzzles and riddles.
Okay, Ronald.
Yeah, I think Ronald expects bluntness from Granny, so he's not hurt by it. Like he's
Mhm.
used to her tasting his food, so he's basically taking it as a challenge because he's actually interested in um the boar meat. meat pies.
Mhm.
So he's gonna make an attempt to focus on that and add it to um his menu, essentially, to eventually be able to do that. But as far as the pie festival, he's gonna do the same thing he does at the end of every festival, and that's feed people. So he pulls out his burner, pulls out his boiling pot because he's gonna boil some stuff. He's gonna fry some stuff. He's gonna set it off. He's gonna put some corn in there, some meat, potatoes, you know,
We are
fried.
so southern. Continue. Wait, the same region, but so.
He ain't got no
Oh,
turkey next, but he's gonna use that pheasant.
oh,
So, yeah, that's kind of what he does for the next few days, and eventually brings Granny her plate, loading it up, And yeah, that's Ronald. As for me, I'm Sphinx or Orion. Either one is fine. Pronouns he, him. Usually find me lurking in people's channels, occasionally popping up in games like this. Catch me on Twitter or Blue Sky at Sphinx RL. Um, yeah, it's been a fun time. I needed this laugh. I really did.
and something miraculous happens while at the end of the food festival. And Spatulicious catches it first, right? Spatulicious knows about it and is probably in somebody's comment section or reposting on TikTok. But towards the end of the festival, there is a young lady with shorter dreads who shows up, gets a plate from most of these particular, specifically the competing ones and so on, and then gets on TikTok later on and is like, "Hello, my name is Keisha G. I today went to the Pinefield uh, Pie Picnic, and I'm about to try these foods and rate them 1 to 10. Um, and your food trucks blow up mysteriously on that third day because of the feedback from Keisha G. You all get longer lines than you expected. And Granny finally makes a TikTok. Somebody makes it for Granny. And Granny spends most of the time with her face this close to it as she talks about what she's doing. Now, will you pick out the pieces from the snout? What you mean back up from the camp? Back it up from the phone. How can they hear me? How can they hear me if I'm not on the phone? You ever talk to somebody on the phone and you ain't okay, Granny back. Okay. You gotta pick it out. You gotta pick them out. You boil them and they just slide right out. Phone over to this side. This young upstart name, Spatula Issues. No, Spatula Itches.
At Spatulicious, Granny. It's all good though.
Oh, wait. Yep. He in my kitchen right now because I was like, hey, I need to show you how to bake some pie crust. And what you do? What is it? What is this? Why is this hat spilling on my head like this? Where's all this stuff on the screen? I ain't say that. Why is there party hats and noise and stuff on this thing?
You got
Why is
some
all these
filters
roses?
activated right there. You got the
What's
filter
all
on?
these I ain't got no. Stop it! Stop the thing on it. Stop. Why does it say I'm alive? How does it know I'm living?
No, we're live. We're talking to an audience. We got 500 people watching us right now.
Oh wait, I need to call Sister Esther. Excuse me, I need to call
Bro,
Sister. You just hear the beep 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 beep. Um, but She has lots of followers because they can't wait to see what she's going to do every day. Um, as for me, I have been Honey, aka Honey and Dice. I play games. I write games. I run games, and this has been the second playtest of I actually like some of the new elements from feedback I got from some of these players and putting it together. So I'm very happy. Thank you everyone for playing with me today, and thank you for everyone who joined in. And as always, I'm just going to leave you all with this. Remember to love your you, and if that's hard today for whatever reason, know that it's okay because it's okay to be okay and it's okay to not be okay. Surround yourself with people that celebrate your successes and support you through your challenges. If they're not there or they are only there for one of those situations, they weren't there for you to start with. But I want to be there for you. So remember that you are truly a bright light in the beautiful tapestry that is my night sky. Have a wonderful rest of your night, evening, morning, whenever it is you see this. And if you want to know what I'm working on, just check me out on Twitter at Honey and Dice. Yay! She said, "Get off the computer. It's time to go to bed." I hope you all enjoyed. Uh, that was a faster playthrough.
Yes, that was a
Um,
lot of fun. Thank you.
but all I ask is that you give a kind of summary of your experiences with it, what you liked, and so on. You can put that in the. Will we have the chat for a minute? Okay, so you can drop it in the chat. All of you, some of you have to go to bed. I always check in afterwards because aftercare should be given to any experience where somebody willingly and happily gives you their consent to take them on any journey. So, I wanted to make sure everybody is okay.